T-Wolves won games 1 and game 2 at Denver, and they have young Jordan, quote unquote, who trash talked Jamal Murray after game 4 on Sunday night at Minnesota as they left the court. Nuggets now 4.5-point favorite tonight at Denver. So, Keyshawn, what shot do you give young Jordan's team of pulling off a third win at Denver?
I'll give them a big shot. I mean, I think they go into Denver. They've already gone in there twice at the beginning of the season, right? You say, well, I mean, the beginning of the playoffs, you say, well, they can't possibly win 3 games in Denver. Well, yeah, they can. They're comfortable there. This is their this will be, they've already won 3 there. They won 1 in the regular season.
They did.
And they won 2 in the postseason. So they know how to play in Denver. Whatever they do, take the crowd noise out of it, whatever the case is. And I believe in Ant-Man. I believe in what he presents, what he brings to the table. The fact that he went at Jamal Murray at the end of the game and told him, basically, I'm going to see you again. Don't even trip. That's just breaking down the conversation.
And then he referred it to the media as, I told his ass that.
I told his ass that. He just let him know, like, okay, you think it's all fun and games. All right, I'm going to show you. So he's putting a lot on himself to go into the altitude, as everybody likes to say, and, you know, have everybody look at him and say, well, if he don't deliver, see, this is what you get. As a young player, he understands that and knows that. You know, now look, is it going to be easy? No. Rudy Gobert's got to come to play. Okay, in game 2, they played their best game without him in the lineup.
They did.
You don't want that if you're Rudy Gobert. So now you gotta come show us that you're the defensive player of the year. We know they're going to get a ball to Joker. Do something about it.
If you were the coach, would you sit Rudy tonight?
No, I can't.
No?
No, why? Why would I sit him?
Because you won without him?
But we also won with him.
I would.
I think you would.
I wouldn't sit him. I wouldn't start him.
Start him, yes.
For the simple fact that you've been the defensive player of the year, yes. Understandable. Best defensive team in the league, yes, I get it. But there's just something about this matchup. It's not a good matchup for him. I think the better matchup, because it'll open them up better offensively if they started Naz Reid. Because now in the pick and roll, when you got Joker in the pick and roll and Ant-Man comes off or Mike Conley comes off the pick and roll and you got Joker kind of standing there, Gobert runs and he rolls right back into Joker. The top man recovers. He gets back. Now, if you have Naz Reid and you putting Joker in the pick and roll, he got to recover back to that 3.
He does.
And that's going to put more pressure on Joker to play more defense. So now you can wear him down by constantly putting him in pick and roll. He has to recover or rotate to the weak side if you're constantly doing that with a shooter there. I just think when I saw that in game 2 with Naz Reid out there, it was a difficult for Joker to match up with, and that's why they had the huge win.
But is that more on the offensive end? Because they really got him in the lineup for his defense, I'm assuming.
But all right, let's talk about his defense. Since Gobert's been back, his Joker's been dominant.
Yeah.
He's been dominant. But in game 2, when Joker wasn't there and it was Naz Reid and Karl Towns, he gave us 16 points.
Yeah.
So I was just like, it just gives them more defensive flexibility and versatility with Naz Reid out there because now you can switch a little bit more and also on the offensive end also. And Naz Reid's no slouch either. He's played Joker straight up where he can body him and do things to bother him. So I would take that chance at bringing Gobert off the bench, maybe just the rest of this series because I just saw how it affected us better on offense and defense.
You got Denver tonight.
Yeah, I got Denver. I just don't see them losing again at home in this series. They're 13-3 over the past 2 years in the playoffs. Yeah, Minnesota beat them 2 times out of those 3. But it's tough for me to see the defending champs losing 3 games in 1 series 3 times.
I got Denver in 7. I definitely got them tonight. But I believe that young Jordan believes with all his heart and soul they're going to win this game tonight. I just don't know if the rest believe that and if they'll go with him. And he can't do this by himself because the other 2 guys are just too good. And he did poke the bear to the media and as he left the floor the other night. And I think the Bears going to rip back at him tonight. I think Jamal will have a big game tonight. Yeah. I think at home, because he went 0 for 4 in the fourth quarter, game 4. He's not going to do that again. And I think Joker figured out Gobert the other night. He figured out how to go at him. I think he sort of broke Gobert's spirit, and I think that will continue on. I think Minnesota will get Game 6 and force back to Game 7. It will be epic to watch because young Jordan is arriving before your very eyes. I just don't believe, as he said the other night after the game, I loved, clapping back at Jamal. He said, I don't know if my teammates loved it, but I loved it. And I'm not sure they did because I don't know if they're going to be behind him with this.
Well, they got to be behind him.
Yeah.
And he'll make them, he's going to force them to be behind him.
He has to.
Because he's not going, this is the type, this reminds me, and it's comparing guys. People hate that sort of stuff, but it's like a Jordan Kobe to a degree. You're only going to stand for so much, Skip. Yeah. And I think that's Ant-Man. He's only going to take so much.
Okay.
That's why he put him on notice, his teammates.
Right. He put him on notice. You're riding with the T-Wolves.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I don't like Mike Malone, you know that.
I think that's why.
Yeah, and I don't like the Nuggets.
Up next, I'm going to be watching this tonight. I think it's 4:30 Pacific time out here in L.A. What do you expect from Caitlin tonight as a 7.5-point underdog at Sun?
Lisa dub.
At Doth's, an ordinary pretzel just isn't enough, so they add savory seasoning and tempting buttery flavor into every delicious twist.